Good evening, everyone. Wow, the view from here is really great. It's wonderful to see such a fabulous standing room only crowd for our first ever Art and Science of Cuisine. And of course, I want to wish you all a happy new year. And now that we're 3 weeks into the new year, this is such a perfect time for this event, because if you're at all like me, New Year's Day came around and this is the year, I'm going to lose those extra pounds, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to juice, I'm going to work out. And now already those resolutions are starting to fade back a little. And so really the idea behind this wonderful event this evening is to really discover the joy of eating in a healthy and nutritional way that is going to give us a long span of healthy living. And that's really what all of us want. So we're just delighted that you've come to be here with us tonight. I want to thank particularly Claudia Ehrlich and Monica Wirt from my staff who are responsible for putting this whole thing together. I also want to thank our media partner for this evening, San Diego Magazine. They have been generous beyond belief. And on your way out this evening, there are copies of the most recent issue of San Diego Magazine, which has a great deal to do with healthy living. So I want to also say that we have extraordinary chefs and extraordinary faculty who will be speaking with you tonight, and you'll, of course, get to experience at dinner the wonderful food from these chefs. But we have a faculty host for this evening who is a very special young woman who joined the Salk faculty early in 2013. Professor Janelle Ayers is an assistant professor in the Nomis Laboratory of Immunology and Microbial Pathogenesis. And Janelle is very, very typical of a Salk scientist in that she bridges the fields of immunology and microbial pathogenesis. And like many of our Salk faculty, we like to say, our faculty don't work in a field, they define the field. And that's exactly what this young woman is doing. She's a California girl through and through, born and raised in California, did her undergraduate work at Berkeley, went across the bay to Stanford for her PhD, and returned to Berkeley for her postdoctoral fellowship, and we're now very proud to count her among our faculty. Janelle, our faculty host.
Well, thank you, Rebecca, for that introduction. Yes, it was quite a long journey from the Bay Area to San Diego, but it was time that I left, and I'm very happy to be here at Salk and be here tonight to be a part of this event. As Rebecca said, I study immunology, I study microbial pathogenesis, but I also study the trillions of microbes that are colonizing my intestines, your intestines, and other parts of our body. And I want to understand how these microbes are really beneficial for our health and how can we leverage these microbes to treat infectious diseases and other diseases, including cancer and aging. So I'm particularly excited to be here tonight because I'm very much interested in learning the chef's perspectives on health and food and how can I apply this unique perspective to my own research in my lab. So I'm here tonight to introduce our panel of scientific experts and our chefs. And so I want to start with the scientists at Salk. We have from Salk's Gene Expression Laboratory, Dr. Andrew Weil. As well as Dr. Ron Evans. And then joining them tonight is Dr. Reuben Shaw from the Molecular and Cell Biology Laboratory. And so we're also joined tonight by some of San Diego's finest chefs, and I think these are really the chefs that are getting it right. They're not only cooking food that tastes good, but the food is good for us. So the chefs on our panel tonight, they've been really fantastic. They've and generous as well. They've donated the fabulous food for tonight's events, and we're very grateful for their generosity. So first, I'm pleased to welcome Nathan Coulon. He's the executive chef at True Food Kitchen in Fashion Valley, and this menu is based on an anti-inflammatory diet that's espoused by integrative medicine pioneer Dr. Andrew Weil. Next, we have Isabel Cruz. Isabel is the owner of several restaurants on the West Coast, including 3 from San Diego, and these include Coffee Cup Cafe in La Jolla. Oh, we have a fan base. We have Isabel's Cantina in Pacific Beach, and Barrio Star in the Bankers Hill neighborhood. And sharing her insight into the benefits of unprocessed food is Joy Houston. So Joy, she is a certified raw food nutrition educator, and she's author of The Delicious Revolution. And Michelle LaRocque. Michelle is the owner of The Cups, which is an all-organic cupcakery lounge. And Teaching Kitchen in La Jolla, and please be sure to visit her table and her dessert and coffee lounge later to sample some of her cupcakes. And since it's that time of year when most of us, as Rebecca said, we want to lose those few extra pounds, we're interested in spa diets, it's very fitting to introduce Denise Roa. She's the executive chef at the world-renowned Rancho La Puerta Spa in Tecote, Mexico. And speaking of Rancho La Puerta, I'm especially pleased to introduce Deborah Zake. Deborah is the co-founder of that spa, as well as the famed Golden Door Spa. And she's agreed to serve as the honorary chair of tonight's event. And we couldn't be happier because she really is an icon of what a lifetime of healthful eating can do for you. So Deborah, I learned, was eating organic foods before most Americans even knew what organic meant. And today she's widely regarded as the godmother of the wellness movement. And she's recently launched the Wellness Warrior. And this is a nonprofit organization that aims to educate people about health and wellness and to advocate for safe water, safe air, and safe food. So again, can we please welcome Deborah? And so last I want to introduce Sue Mayu. She's the founder of Saffron, which is San Diego's first authentic Thai restaurant. She also provided food for tonight's event. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here tonight, but she kindly let us visit her home in La Jolla and discuss with us her philosophy on cooking. So now please join me in a short video of Sue May and some of our other chefs and scientists that talk about the connections between science, health, and delicious food.
We can go back to the beginning. The Thai people believe that the universe and us, human beings, are composed of 4 basic elements. Earth, which is our solid, water, any of the fluids, rivers, wind, our breath, and fire, our energy. When I first opened Saffron, it was my way of introducing my culture to the American public because people didn't know back 28 years ago where Thailand was and where we were and what we do and how we are as a person. But 20 years later, people seem to think that they know a lot more about Thai food, but they've forgotten that food is medicine.
People are often surprised how many even of the medicines that we use and are widely used actually are also derived from natural products. One thing that doctors have suspected for the better part of a century, but we haven't really known the basis for, is how inflammation really does contribute to so many chronic diseases.
I've always kind of tried to eat what I thought was good for you, but now things are happening. Like inflammation, it is killing me right now, and so I've started juicing, and now I'm hooked.
As long as you eat things that will keep you lean, as long as you get exercise, then you're in balance, and your risk of cancer is reduced substantially.
As a chef, I love to find ways where we can get people to integrate this at home. If we can get them to try encouraging, their kids and their families to taste these foods in their whole element, like you said, unprocessed, so that those phytonutrients
in their natural form.
I'm sure you've heard of Dr. Andrew Weil. So he's one of the owners of our concept, and it's based on his anti-inflammatory diet. So many years ago, he kind of re-engineered the food pyramid. I think the biggest change that he made was the base of the food pyramid is fruits and vegetables.
The genes want to know everything you're taking into your body.
Right.
Everything.
Okay.
And they adapt to what you eat, what you breathe, even the toxins they adapt to.
So, at the Salk Institute, we study how molecules contribute to health and well-being. All we are the sum of all the things that you've presented here.
Right.
And it's when those molecules get out of balance that we get problems.
So subsequently, all these things are very important when you sit down in a meal, you eat well because you want to feed not only your body, but also your mind and your spirit. So when you say, how do I maintain this? What am I supposed to do so that I could eat well? I cook every night for myself. And what I do is that I think of what is in season.
Yes.
That's my first idea. Secondly is how I feel and the weather.
Everything is a recipe, basically. In fact, a lot of people in labs are also good cooks. And really what we're inventing are new kind of dishes, but they're science dishes.
Many of these things that have been learned over history and passed down, like, no, drink this. This is really good. This is a good thing. If you're getting a fever, have honey and then have this. Like, there really is a scientific basis in many of these things. And it's an exciting time to bridge these worlds of nutrition and diet and science.